Welcome into the Sports Buffoons podcast.
But I don't know why you guys are laughing over there like little schoolgirls, but your whole conversation got me a little hungry. I'm not gonna lie. I've been wanting to go down the street real quick to Taco Bell or something, but there's also way better options around here than Taco Bell at this point because we live in Kansas City. And speaking of living in Kansas City, the best food choices are always barbecue spots all over town. Oh my gosh. I have not had a really good barbecue place in a while now. I don't know why every once in a while I just go through phases where I don't eat enough KC barbecue. For me in particular, my favorite, because I do have an emotional attachment to this, I'm not going to lie, this is I have my own thing with this. This is KC Joe's, Oklahoma Joe's, is my favorite barbecue place in Kansas City, followed by Q39. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you my other two favorites quite yet, because I want to hear, because those are basically the two basics everyone loves. I kind of want to ask, first off, Tanner, I want to go with you first. You tell me your favorite barbecue places in Kansas City.
My favorite barbecue places. All right, guys. So I haven't been able to hit all of them, obviously. But I've been to a few like Q39, KC Joe's, Hayward's, Gates, Bates, Jack Stack. So I'm loving me some Hayward's is number 3. Q39 was all right, but it's not in my top 3. Not at all.
You're doing the wrong order then, Tanner.
You don't.
You're getting the wrong order.
Are you mad because Q39's not in the order?
Get the damn Mr. Burns. Come on now.
No.
You're thinking too. You're being very serious right now. This is supposed to be a fun topic. Come on, give me your thoughts. I'm
giving you what I think here. I'd love to go to Hayward's because I love their Carolina they have there.
Have you had a good experience there?
Oh, every time.
Tell me the experience.
I can't tell you. I can only show you.
Ooh, I kind of like it the way you put it that way.
But
it's a good pickup line.
Just know it's very scientific the way I eat this stuff. Okay. One I'm going to throw at you here at number 2 is Blind Box. Blind Box is freaking great, and they've actually improved lately. Their sauce is tremendous. Anyways, I'm getting hungry here. Thinking about it. So that is number 2 on my list. And number 1, all right, is KC Joe's. I can't help it.
Oh yeah, of course. Wait, all of our number 1s might be KC Joe's?
Yeah, it might be KC Joe's. It's freaking delicious. But anywhere you go in KC is delicious. I'm sorry, plain and simple. Jack Stack's overrated, by the way.
There's a couple turds out there, I think, but I think that the Wyandotte barbecue could be a little bit better, of course. I'm not a big fan.
That's number 4 on my list.
4?
Oh, I freaking love Wyandotte. I grew up off of that. I love Wyandotte. Now, all right, maybe they're not 4, but their beef pork dinners that I get there are tremendous. Their fries are the best in town. Nobody tops Wyandotte fries.
Well, I've driven by that Wyandotte barbecue before, and by the looks of that building, what'd you pay, like $2.50 for that sandwich?
It don't matter. When you go in there, those are the kind of buildings you want to go into.
All right, man. I'm going to lay it out for you right now, but before I give you my Mount Rushmore, I did have an experience this past weekend with my favorite barbecue of all time, Jack Stack.
Overrated.
They've always been number 1 on my list because I've eaten there many times. But I only had one problem with them, and that was when I went to the original Jack Stack in Martin City. They served my burnt ends, literally burnt, to the point where they were crispy and I could hardly chew them. But, I gave them the benefit of the doubt. It only happened one time. So I always had Jack Stack number 1 on my list. Well, it happened to me again this past weekend. This time it was in Overland Park. At that Jack Stack's, they served me my burnt ends crispy to the point where I couldn't even chew them. So I still think highly of them, but I am going to officially move them down my list.
Overrated.
They are now number 2 on the Mount Rushmore of Kansas City barbecue. So, officially, here's what we have right now. Kansas City Joe's has moved up for me into the number 1 spot. Jack Stack is number 2. I have Gates, number 3. And number 4, are you ready for this? If you guys have never tried Slaps barbecue,
I haven't tried it yet.
you must try it as soon as possible. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
You need to try it now. Mount Rushmore, I've only had it twice, and it is absolutely amazing. And I've got a couple of honorable mentions here. I'm not a big fan of Q39, but it was decent.
It was decent.
So I like Q39. And then Arthur Bryant's actually used to be on the Mount Rushmore, but they've taken a step back, I think, in recent years. So those are my 2 honorable mentions outside of the Mount Rushmore, Arthur Bryant's and Q39.
Arthur Bryant's is solid.
So Tanner likes Arthur
I love
Bryant's.
some of these.
It's interesting from
Look,
you. I don't know.
Just keep it cute. All right.
I don't know. You're happy either way. But you know what? Now that you said you've never been to Slaps, like, you know, I'm really good at courtship. Like, I like to go on good dates and everything.
Yeah, you
like,
take me on
I
a
want to
date?
fucking take you on a man date now
I'm
and go
in.
to Slaps. Like,
I'm in.
dude, be prepared to get extra sloppy for you over at Slaps because they do get a little sloppy.
If you would ever watch me eat barbecue, you'd understand that. That's probably going to become true.
I remember I tried to eat Slaps in my car with my other ex-significant other, but
You
anyways.
don't eat barbecue in a car.
nah, but we tried, and it got
Oh,
messy.
man.
Oh, like my fingers are all sticky. Like,
There's like certain rules you
well,
do.
here's the thing: there was
and that's
no
a big rule.
Tanner. There was no seating at the time. I was like, well, we went in there, got the barbecue, literally ate in the car in the parking lot because there was no seating.
Why don't you just pop the trunk and sit in the back?
I have a Tanner. I had a Chevy Cruze, and it's not that simple. So, basically, there was no seating going on at the time, and so just ate in the car and enjoyed it. But the freaking flavor and taste of that with Slaps was amazing. Like I give them top 4 no matter what.
Yeah.
So my top 4, I'm gonna list them real quick. We got Oklahoma Joe's. I'm gonna still call them Oklahoma Joe's because that's
consensus number
yes.
1.
Consistent number 1. Number 2 for me is Q39 because I love their atmosphere. I like how it's a little more upscale than most barbecue places, and I really have always enjoyed the barbecue as well. Number 3 would probably be Slaps. I think Slaps deserves number 3 on that regard. Number 4 from there, I'm with Tanner on some of that. I like Hayward's as well. Hayward's is great. So I think that would probably be number 4 unless I'm really blanking on somebody because I'm not an Arthur Bryant's fan. I don't like Arthur Bryant's. Gates is really good, but not quite in my top 4. So I don't know. Maybe some of it's also just perspective of way I've experienced things.
So there is one restaurant that kind of opened new this year. Actually, they'll be 1 year open come end of next week. Junction in Lenexa. They took over the Hayward's old spot, and their barbecue actually is pretty damn solid. Just so you guys know, they're small, but they are freaking good, and they've really impressed me each time I've gone there the last 5 times.
Yeah, I'm interested to try that. But I do have one other thing to point out about Slaps, and then we'll move on. If you guys have never tried Slaps, a lot of you probably haven't even heard of it. They are not a sponsor of this show. Like, we're just telling the truth here.
No, I haven't had it yet.
If you
but I know they're good.
if you ever try Slaps barbecue, you will no longer call it Slaps. You will walk out of that restaurant, and then you will call it Slaps!
That's fair.
That's true. That's a good
That's
way to put
fair.
it. I mean, that's the way it goes over there. All right, guys, ready to move on for our ending show here, like we do every week.
It's ending time?
And we need to wrap this thing up. You know, just like you don't need to raw dog everything. You need to wrap it up every once in a while.
Oh, okay.
And tonight's going to be a wrap up. We're not going to raw dog this whole show. So from that going forward, we have Thursday night football.
Guys, we got our pickems going on. Real
Are we
quick, here's our update. JG actually had a hell of a week.
Ooh, what do you do?
So Mike had 6 correct. He
Damn,
had a
that's
pretty
bad.
down week, so I put him at 84 total for the year.
Wow.
I had 7 correct, and that puts me at 82. And JG with the comeback with 9 correct this week
Wow.
puts him at ties for first place at
Ties.
84. So JG had a pretty solid damn week.
We are all pretty close. I'm at 84. Jason's 84.
And we're
you're
right
82,
there. I'm
so
still
we're all-
right in there. It
We're in
takes
a,
one
this is
back
the
week.
race. This is going to be good at the end.
This is fun. I also need to point out, guys, a couple podcasts ago on live that Mike and Jason made a $5 bet Mike said that the Chiefs would cover the 12-point score, and Jason said they wouldn't. What was the result of that?
Well, they did not cover that.
They
spread.
did not cover. You want to give him the $5 live?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I will pay him, and let me see. What do I got over there?
Do
I
you
got.
have any Mahomes rookie
My
cards
opinion.
over there? I would happily take those.
Oh, that's worth more than $5 these days, as we all know.
Well, that's fine. Your wallet's over
Give me
there.
your Frank Gore. He's got a Frank Gore.
Frank Gore's worth
Maybe
20.
Give me that.
At least 20.
So we'll take care of that after the show. But Mike does have to pay up to Jason on that bet.
All right, with all that said, we need to jump into Thursday night football with the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. You guys know I'm a big fan of the Cardinals. I love DeAndre Hopkins. I love the way Kyler Murray's been playing. And so, with all that said about those two guys, I'm a big fan of the catch that DeAndre Hopkins had in that game last week, which was amazing at that Hail Mary. Still, at the end of the day, give me the Seahawks.
Yeah, I love me some Arizona Cardinals, let me tell you right now. But Seattle is -3 in this game. And my opinion is that Russell Wilson is going to clean up his turnover issues. So I've got Seattle in the game, and they will cover that 3 points.
I think Seattle continues to struggle. I am going Arizona to win this game as the opposite of you guys here.
All right, and then kicking off on Sunday, starting off at noon, we have the Eagles and Cleveland Browns. This game to me is like super easy, honestly. I think the Browns are this better team in general, especially with their running game. I love the way that Nick Chubb played. I love the way Kareem Hunt plays. I just think that's a good rushing team between those two running backs. They just know how to fucking block. They know how to do their thing. And I'm going to go with the Browns easily.
Yeah, that's actually a good pick, Mike. You know, Cleveland is -3.5 in this game, and Philadelphia has the 26th ranked run defense in the league. And so I do believe that Cleveland Browns are going to run it down their throats. So I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns.
Look, the Eagles are not going to win this game. Hunt and Chubb are back in business. That makes the Cleveland offense go. Cleveland wins this game easy.
All right, after that, we get the Atlanta Falcons going against the New Orleans Saints. This is actually going to be a really fun game. I love this NFC South matchup here. And as much as I do like the Falcons, some of the guys that they have on that team, like Ridley and Julio Jones, and I've always been a kind of a Matt Ryan fan a little bit, just because he ends up on my fantasy team all the time. What? I'm not in the fan of Matt. Okay, I'll be honest. I don't really like Matt Ryan that much. But with the New Orleans Saints, they obviously are lacking Drew Brees. They're going to be starting with Jameis Winston.
No Brees.
Taysom Hill will be more involved in the passing game. That's my boy.
Do you really think so, though?
A little bit more, yes.
Okay.
Slightly. Not a lot, but a little bit, yes. Give me the damn Saints to win this game.
Yeah, I definitely love me some Taysom Hill. This is an intriguing game, guys. You know, you got the Saints at -5.0. And I'm going to go with the Falcons because although the Falcons rank 31st against the pass, the problem is who's going to throw the ball when you're on the Saints? Are you going to throw Jameis Winston in there? I mean, yeah, if you throw Jameis Winston in there, that's going to be a freaking disaster. I'm going with the Falcons.
Well, you got to remember, Jameis also had eye correction surgery in the offseason, which means he now knows which defensive player he is throwing to. So at least there's that. Drew Brees last year missed time. Teddy picked up the pieces. It's not going to be the same this year, guys. The Falcons are going to win this game without Drew Brees. The Saints could struggle, even though Kamara, who is potential MVP caliber, this is the time for him to show it. I'm going Falcons this game.
Yeah, very interesting of you, Tanner. After that, we have another good matchup, actually. All these matchups this week are great. So if you guys don't know what to do with yourselves on Sunday, I recommend just sitting your ass on your couch and watching all the games. The Bengals and the Washington football team. This is a good matchup, believe it or not. But at the end of the day, give me the Bengals because I like Joe Burrow over Alex Smith.
Yeah, don't kid yourselves, guys. Nobody in their right minds is going to watch this freaking game. It's not going to happen. So nobody's going to watch the game, but I will tell you right now, the Washington football team is -1. Not that anybody cares, but, anytime I've got Joe Burrow versus Check Down Charlie, otherwise known as Alex Smith, I'm going to take Joe Burrow every time, so I'm going with the Bengals.
Look, Alex Smith just had career records on attempts, throwing. He had 55 last week. His yards, he was at 230, I think it was. He actually looked like an old Alex Smith without the leg injury. So I am going Washington to beat the Bengals this week with Alex Smith continuing to lead the Washington
I
football
want a piece
team.
of that bet. We should just bet it.
I'm not going to bet
right
you.
now.
No, I'm not going to bet.
You're a chicken.
I'm not going to do it.
You won't make the
Nope.
bet. That's all right.
We'll talk later in
We'll
the
save
year.
that for later.
Well, take me down to Detroit City, and we'll be playing against the Carolina Panthers. Give me those Panthers. Panthers are the better team all the way. Panthers over Detroit.
No, that's not going to happen. We're going with the Detroit Lions in this game. Teddy is not 100%, if he even plays at all. I'm not convinced he's even going to play. He's got like a slight tweak in that MCL, and that is not a good sign. So we're going to go with the Lions in this game.
Yeah, so Teddy could possibly be out. Most likely will be out. Christian McCaffrey is out as well because he also got hurt last week again. So, yes, I am going Detroit this time around because they're just seem like the healthier team right now, and they've had some good success lately. So I am going Detroit to win this game.
So moving on for possibly the easiest game of the week, I suppose I could say it that way, or just the game that seems to be the most obvious on the schedule anyways, is the Pittsburgh Steelers going against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The spread is, Jason, tell me?
-10.
Okay, that's a big spread point, and the Steelers are 9-0, so give me those Steelers.
Yes, I am going to take the Steelers, but if you guys are betting on the spread, this is absolutely a trap game. Do not bet on the Steelers to cover. I realize we do have Jake Luton as the starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Pittsburgh's going to win the game. You can take it to the bank, but don't bet on that spread.
Yes, Pittsburgh. Big Ben is playing. Big Ben wins games. Pittsburgh beats the Jags this weekend. Easy.
All right, after that we have probably, besides our game, the game of the week, the Tennessee Titans against the Baltimore Ravens.
Very well could be.
This game is going to be wonderful. It's a rematch of the AFC wildcard matchup from last year. And this is going to be wonderful between the Tennessee Titans going against the Baltimore Ravens. And both teams are very similar in their style. Great rushing teams. Derrick Henry on one side. On the other side, you got Lamar Jackson, as well as with the plethora of different running backs that they have over there right now. With that said, Jason said plethora better last week. I'm trying to use it again, and he beat me at that one today. I think I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens to win the game, though, because I think in general the Ravens are the better team. But I really do like the Titans a lot, so this is like hard for me to choose. It's like when you're with two guys as a girl and you just like don't know which guy to pick from. Like you just want to go, like you don't really know. Ooh, I'm going to go with this guy this day, this guy that day, and you don't really know where to go. So you just, for tonight, I'm feeling emotional. I'm going to go for Baltimore. Give me that seafood. I want some crab cakes. I'm feeling that way. Now, when I want some music and country music and I want to have like things that way, then I'll go over to the country boy. So for now, I'm going to go crab cakes. Give me Baltimore.
Yeah, well, I do believe that's a good pick. But let me just point out the fact that some people like to say plethora. Other people like to say plethora, Mike.
Plethora, huh?
And we don't care what you say. Like, nobody here on this show is here to judge.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So, but we are looking at Baltimore at -7. It's a revenge game for the Ravens because they got throttled by the Titans in last year's playoffs. And so, when you're looking at the revenge factor, we got to go with the Ravens in this game.
Look here, the Tennessee Titans has two different teams that want to show up. One to play, one to somewhat play. And that's where they're having issues at. And the Ravens, this has to be a statement game for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson has to step up. The Ravens have to actually look good and win by double digits. This is a playoff game, essentially, for the wild card. So The Ravens have to step up, and I think they will. I'm going Ravens over Titans.
Yeah, you guys as an NFL fan base out there, you guys have a plethora of games you can go through throughout this week, and you're going to enjoy yourselves.
Plethora. It's
Plethora?
plethora.
I like plethora better. Apples and oranges, I guess. Is it one of those kind of words?
Apples and oranges.
Is it one of those kind of words, or am I saying it wrong the whole time?
It's like apples to oranges.
We're going to save this debate for another
This
show.
is a new debate.
New debate.
I've been told before that my word of plethora is actually like well known, like good, like in a good way. I was told this before months ago by a friend, but I don't know. Maybe plethora. That's why Jason, your wife at one point had a problem with me saying that.
Yes, I say tomatoes and you say tomato.
Exactly.
It's
Yes.
one of those
Thank
things
you,
that
Jason.
nobody, a lot of people care, but some people don't care. So.
I don't care either way. It sounds like Python to me almost. After that, we have the Patriots, Texans. Real quick, I'm just going to go Patriots for the victory and be done with that.
Yes, sir. We are going with the Patriots, and this is my easy money bet of the week, guys. So if you got some money that you want to throw out there, Houston is -1.5. But I'm looking at the fact that Cam Newton hasn't thrown a pick in 3 straight games. And I think he's going to be very efficient in this game. I'm going with the New England Patriots.
Easy money game of the week is this game. I like it. The Texans had a chance to win last week and look good and actually produce some offense. They failed. They failed to do that. Cam Newton actually looked somewhat decent again, and I think he'll continue that. I'm going New England to win this game.
All right. Now we got that settled out and figured out. As much as I am a Deshaun Watson fan,
Yeah.
it is what it is, man.
It's upsetting.
It is what it is. All right. After that, we have starting at the 3:05 p.m. Central Time slate. We have the Miami Dolphins at the Denver Broncos, and Drew Lock threw 4 picks. Tua Tagliavoli is now 3-0. So, and the Dolphins' defense is actually pretty good. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they're looking good.
Give me those damn Dolphins to whoop up on those Broncos.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about here. I mean, you got Miami at -3, and Tua is playing very efficiently right now. So we're just going to go with the Dolphins on this game.
Tua said this is too easy. He didn't realize it would be this easy, is what he said.
I like that, Tanner. Too easy.
I like the
Too
confidence.
too easy.
I like the confidence. So I am going Dolphins to win this game. Obviously, I don't like the Broncos because they are just not that good. So I am going Dolphins.
Jets, Chargers. Herbert, get yourself a victory, my boy. I'm a big fan of Justin Herbert, the quarterback over there for the Chargers. Love him. Love the way he's been playing. I think he's just freaking. He's a kid that's on the right scale for the NFL. He's gonna be hopefully, to be a productive part of the NFL for a long time. And even though he's in our division, I still like the kid a lot, and I support him. And so, give me those Chargers over the freaking Jets. I guess that's an NFL team.
You almost forgot their name. You know why? Because
they don't exist.
You thought it was like a Division I NCAA team.
Exactly.
They're not even a pro team. But anyway, Chargers -8.5. The Chargers have lost 3 games in a row. But the most important thing, when you lose 3 games in a row, it's time to get right. And there's no better team to get right against than the New York Jets. So I'm going with the Chargers.
Look, the Chargers are going to win this game. I'm pretty sure that their losses combined they've lost a combined total of by 24 points total. Something ridiculous like that.
Well, you're right. Actually, you're somewhere around there.
It's literally finishing a game.
But that's been the Chargers forever.
Ever.
They don't know how to finish. When have they ever finished?
Yeah, no, they
Rivers,
haven't.
same thing. Herbert, even with Herbert, who's a better quarterback right now than Rivers was. He's more of a gamer. And yet there's still the same outcome. It doesn't make sense to me.
Look, the Chargers defense gets their shit straight this week. I'm going Chargers over that New York team.
All right, after that we have, these matchups throughout this weekend is freaking amazing. I'm like admiring the matchups for the week. It plans out so perfectly. We have the Green Bay Packers going against the Indianapolis Colts. a great game of NFC North versus AFC South. And this is a game where we have a couple of good quarterbacks. We have Rivers going against Aaron Rodgers, and both teams are very good. The Colts actually are the favored team. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, you know what? Give me the better quarterback. Do I have to debate in this situation? Rodgers versus Rivers. In that case, give me Rodgers. Rodgers knows how to win. Rivers knows how to lose. He knows that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm not sure how Indianapolis ended up at -1.5. But, I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers over Phillip Rivers any day. So, Green Bay actually opened up as the favorite, and then it switched over to the Colts. I'm a big fan of the Colts, okay? But not in this game. It's going to be Green Bay all the way, Aaron Rodgers.
Look, the reason the Colts came into -1 is because Aaron Rodgers struggles against good defenses. Look at the Bucs game. All it takes is an early turnover, you get in his head, and he's done for. Will I take Aaron Rodgers over Phillip Rivers? All day long. But I'm picking the Colts to win this game because that defense gets in the head early of Aaron Rodgers.
All right, and to finish off the afternoon games, at least, we have the Dallas Cowboys against the Minnesota Vikings. Dalvin Cook is going to run all over that ass. Oh, my goodness. Vikings.
Yeah, so you went with the Vikings. They are -7.5. I do believe they're going to cover that spread. And what's the thing that you always tell me, Mike? Ever since this guy came into the league, you told me that Dalvin Cook
is a superstar. I told you that from day one.
From day one. So I'm going to tell you right now that it is Dalvin Cook time. And it is time for him to be a superstar. They are going to cover that spread, and I'm going with the Vikings in this game.
Yeah, first off, we're playing the Cowboys. The Vikings are going to run. We all know that. Dalvin Cook's going to have a freaking hell of a game. But you got to watch out for Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen to also burn those corners this game as well. I think Thielen has 2 TDs. Jefferson has almost 100 yards again. It's going to be a mess for the Cowboys, I think, this week. So I'm going Vikings to win.
Yeah, well, I'd like to wean.
I like to wean.
Oh, all we do is wean. Well, speaking of that, the Raiders seem to think that that's all they do these days. They've won 3 in a row. But Chiefs Raiders for Sunday Night Football I'll be in Las Vegas for this, of course, as we already talked about. But here's the thing. I think the Raiders are going to beat the Chiefs. That'd be reason. Okay. Yeah, you called my bluff a little bit there. Okay. Chiefs over Raiders. What do you guys? Anything you guys are gonna say? All Chiefs here?
Yes, he did not do that with a straight face, so I'm gonna call bullshit on that one. But the Chiefs are -7 here. They are gonna cover that spread, and it is payback time for Mahomes and company. Because we already talked about it early on the show, but the Raiders they drove that bus around Arrowhead Stadium as a victory lap. And there's got to be a payback measure for that. So it's time for Mahomes and company to destroy them. Chiefs -7, cover easily.
So, Jason, the payback measure is the Chiefs get ahead early, stay ahead, and then they go home to focus on the next game that is going to be a little bit better than the Raiders. So,
well, here's the thing. You don't put in your scrubs at the end of this game. You
go
for the kill.
You continue.
If something happens, if they find themselves ahead by 16 or 17 points, they are going to put their foot on the throat of the Raiders.
As they should.
They absolutely should. They are not going to pull their starters. They're going to put their foot on their throat, and this could potentially be a blowout. I'm not going to bet on it. It's a -7, but they are going to cover the spread.
Yes.
The only question is it going to be an 8-point game, or is it going to be a 10-point game, or a 14-point game? The Chiefs are going to cover. The question is, are they going to cover it by 14, or are they going to cover it by 3 touchdowns? You take your pick.
True. So, yeah, I'm going, of course, Chiefs winning this game. No problem.
All right, we talked about it obviously earlier, so we already know how we all feel about the game in general, but Jason had to make sure he got his betting points in there involved as well. So, with that all said, Monday night we have one more game, you guys. We have the Los Angeles Rams against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and in this case in particular, this is going to be a fun game. All these games this week are fun. I'm going to be honest. There's not one game I see in the schedule where I'm like, wow, I really don't care. Besides a couple of them, Detroit, Carolina, Cincinnati, Washington. Otherwise, every game on the schedule I'm actually interested in.
Yep.
There's literally only 2 games I don't care about. So with that said, to finish off the week, I want to see the Buccaneers win this game over the Rams. So I like Tom Brady over with Jared Goff. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is a very intriguing game. You know, Tampa Bay is -3.5. And the one thing I'll point out about this game is that Jared Goff and I have a love and hate relationship. You know, I go back and forth with this guy. He'll play a good game, then he plays a terrible game. But the one guy that I always trust is Tom Brady. So as I have a love and hate relationship with Jared Goff, I have a love and love relationship with the great one and only Tom Brady, -3.5, Tampa Bay, take it to the bank, cover the spread, game over.
All right, here's my upset game of the week, boys and ladies. Rams over the Bucks. The Rams team that shows up is going to be the good one that likes to show up and puts pressure on Tom Brady. I just think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game because that's how the Bucks play. But the Rams come out and prevail.
All right, with that said, wrapping up the week then in that case. Do you guys have anything else to say for the finish off of the show? Because we talked about a lot of things like Vegas and barbecue. Anything else to finish off?
Jason?
Yeah, guys, I mean, just keep an eye on the NBA free agency. So there's going to be a lot of things going on. And we're going to try to keep you guys updated in the coming weeks. I mean, we talked about James Harden and Russell Westbrook and a lot of the hot free agents that are out there right now. But it's going to be an interesting year in the NBA coming up. So let me know your thoughts on that. And we also want to hear your thoughts on the Mount Rushmore of Kansas City BBQ, because we gave you guys our thoughts, but we want to get some feedback on this Mount Rushmore Kansas City BBQ. So we want to hear your feedback on that.
Very true. So, guys, just want to call out here. Give us a follow on twitter.com/sportsbuffoons, youtube.com, facebook.com. We're all on there, YouTube and Facebook. I'll have all our clips and videos as well, and sometimes even a random Madden gameplay that might be coming out. I also want to say follow us on twitch.com/sportsbuffoons15, and you can see us live when we do our group podcast every Wednesday night.
Oh, that's damn right, Tanner. Thank you so much for mentioning all that here at the end. So with that said, I mean, I appreciate you guys all for listening, and we will see you on the next one.
See you guys.
All right, thank you guys. We are out.